Yo, hey, what is going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to Fun Speculation. Mav here, and I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing this. I felt a little bit energized and listening to people talk in the last couple days, hearing a lot of the conversations, seeing articles finally being written. Showcase season is around the fucking corner, everybody. It's like a couple weeks, 3 weeks away. Where is all the hype? Where is all the excitement? Showcase season is almost here. And this is bound to be one of the best showcase seasons we've ever had. Not just from Xbox, but Ubisoft has a lot to potentially show us as well. Who knows if Sony's going to end up showing anything? That they had their business thing today, and they didn't really say a damn thing that mattered whatsoever. And I'm surprised they didn't. If there was a showcase coming around the corner, that they didn't announce it or have it kind of evolved for their shareholders to say, and we have some gaming news to share later this month. I mean, there was nothing like that. So I thought potentially, according to Special Nick rumor, that there was going to be a showcase later this month. And maybe there still is, but didn't hear anything about that. So maybe it'll be later. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, I'm getting hyped for showcase season, everybody. And that's why I just kind of wanted to do this random stream because I saw an article today from the one and only Jez Corden from Windows Central, and I could tell he's starting to think about it a lot, like I am, and there's a lot that we could potentially see. I kind of want to go through his article a little bit. I'll end up putting the source of his article and everything in the description later. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about what he said as well in his article, and kind of talk about like what I'm excited about, and find out what everybody in the chat is excited about and what you guys think might happen. How do you say that word, John Wolf? Is that condo or cando? Yeah, I heard that word over and over and over again in that thing, and I didn't really know what it meant, but like Pong sent me the definition, and it's basically like enabling creativity or something. I don't really know, right? Shout out to David with the £2 super chat. Says Jez said Xbox has marketing for big third-party game. Could be Assassin's Creed. Star Wars Outlaws was there last year with Xbox marketing. That could show up again. I would bet at Ubisoft game potentially, because they already have such a strong relationship there as well. So it could be Assassin's Creed Shadows. It could also be the new Splinter Cell game, because there's a lot of speculation out there from the Splinter Cell community that Splinter Cell reboot, remake, whatever we want to call it, might actually finally get announced this year at the Ubisoft show. And if they do that, well, Xbox and Splinter and Ubisoft have been hand in hand lately. Ubisoft Plus is on Xbox. Splinter Cell has a history as an Xbox brand as well back in the day when it used to be exclusive. So could be interesting, right? It could be interesting. Xbox just had a big game drop yesterday. I streamed it for about like an hour and a half or so. After this stream, I'm going to play some more Hellblade 2. I'm enjoying what I played so far, but man, it is a heavy, oppressive experience, and sometimes I need breaks from games like that. For me, even like heavier and darker than the first game, which is how it makes you feel when you're playing it. Graphics and audio on that game are like next level, like nothing I've seen before. And I don't think anybody can really argue with that. I am surprised at some of the reaction and feedback on that game. And I'm not surprised if people don't like it, it's not for them or whatever. You know, 7s, 8s, 9s, all that kind of stuff. You could make a case for 10s, 7, 8, 9, all that kind of stuff. Cannot make an excuse for anybody to give that game like a 45. And that's just like reserved for the trashiest, most broken games out there. But anyway, that's being said, games media is very different than it used to be. There is no more objectivity. It's all just personal taste and preference, and they get reviewed more now, so like movies do, as opposed to back in the day when they were actually reviewed based on categories of different things. But it is what it is. Can't do anything about it. I think it's a huge win still for Xbox to have that kind of a showpiece kind of game. I think that game's going to win numerous kinds of awards at the end of the year as well, and I'm enjoying my time with it so far. But it's just one part of the puzzle for Xbox, right? That's just getting things started this year. A lot of people say, is this a needle mover or whatever? And I think ultimately Yeah, when they win all these awards later in the year, and when we see all these other games dropping, and it's just a piece of the puzzle. Yeah, I think it's a piece to everything changing for Xbox and the mind share of how people consider the Xbox brand going forward, because there's a nonstop content coming out the second half of this year. And we're about to have a showcase that's going to show a lot of this stuff, and we're going to have a lot of new things potentially revealed as well. And the question is not, hey, will Xbox have anything to show? It's the question is, what do they pick to show us? Because there's so much stuff that they can show us that is hard to pick what's going to be there. That's the issue when you start thinking about it, is there's just so damn much. I want to shout out to everybody here. Thanks for tuning into the stream and to the channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. Appreciate all the support you ever show here on Fun Speculation. Shout out to Froggy, Boba Fett, G-Fett, RSJ Fan, Talos. There's my beautiful wife, Kaylin, hanging out. Verg, Brizzle, Yosemite Blam. How's it going, dude? Tom from Toonami. What's up, dude? Sirve. The legendary Yobi. Let's see who else. We got John Wolf here hanging out. Mike H here hanging out. Alvin. What's up, Alvin? HNS 1998. What's up? What's up? Let's see who else we got here. Alvin said, member for 23 months, says it's the 22nd already. Sony got no show this month. Yeah, I mean, in the past, they've announced shows and then done them like 2 or 3 days later. So it's possible, but if it was a bigger show, I think they would have announced it already if it was this month. So maybe they just have like a smaller show, but maybe they don't have anything to show. I don't know. That's the key. If you listen to that business update event thing, like, I don't know. There was no excitement there. If I was a shareholder in Sony right now and I listened to that thing, I'd be selling my shares. Because there's nothing exciting to get me to think about, oh, this is going to be amazing in the future of Sony and everything that they're doing, especially on the gaming side right now. Like, there just was zero kind of things. And I know that's not what it's about. It's about business. But even from business perspective, I like some kind of inspirational feeling to make me feel good about the growth and stuff. And to listen to that thing, I would be like, yeah, I need to sell right now. But maybe I'm different. I don't know. CBH4 God, what's up, dude? Web Dave, what's up, Web Dave? Andrew Cullinane, how's it going? And then David, what's up, David? Fuzzy Logic, how's it going? Mr. Joanna Dark, what's up? Trey Bone 408, thanks everybody for being here. Yosemite Blam, I don't remember if I shouted you out already or not. Alvin with a $5 super chat says, IGN scooped up all the competition. Where's the pundits with the monopoly talk? Not trying to change the subject. Sorry, Matt. Hey. No, I agree, man. Like, you didn't see Dan Stapleton on Twitter yesterday or wherever and saying, consolidation sucks, right? You saw a couple of journalists start to speak out about it. And you know who they blamed? You know who the couple journalists that spoke out about layoffs and like the sucks for games media that people getting laid off? You know who they blamed? I saw this one person. They blamed YouTubers. They said it sucks that YouTubers are fighting for the mind share, or that journalists have to fight for the mind share, that YouTube reactionists are taking over. Well, I will say this to you, the person that made that tweet, which I don't remember your name because I never even heard of you before, but I will say this to you. All the media out there putting clickbait, opinion-based content is no different than anybody on YouTube making content just giving their damn opinion either. And you say... And they made the comment about YouTubers that have no training. We've been playing fucking games our entire life. What kind of more training do you need than to actually speak about a hobby? Yeah, you can say writing, but that's not what we're doing. We're fucking talking. I will say for any of the channels out there, any of the content creators, even the ones I don't like, they've been making content for years and stuff. Like, yeah, games media is scared of you. Because you're getting more attention and more views than their articles. That's why they're reaching out and putting all that clickbait stupid shit out there all the damn time. And they're blaming YouTube reaction people for layoffs now. That's how bad it is. That's why IGN had to go and get all these other sites to make them some kind of even biggest games media outlet that there is. That's why they had to go and get all that, because YouTubers... IGN, look at your own damn self. Your own employees are making their own YouTube content as well. Your own people are leaving and making YouTube content. You know why? Because they are freer to say whatever the fuck they want to say on their own channel and can actually give honest feedback and opinions and not be under this kind of corporate weird sponsorship, advertising, conglomerate, afraid to write whatever they want to say type mentality. Come on. We speak our minds here. That's what it's all about. In training, yeah, I spent fucking years playing television, Sega, PlayStation, Nintendo, all this shit. Training, we actually play games and we know about games. That's the training that a lot of us have. So do better job at writing and covering games, right? Bring objectivity back to games media, and maybe it'll actually stand for something again. Maybe it'll actually be important again. Maybe people will actually see value in it again instead of just realizing it's a bunch of shit, clickbaity articles always seeking for engagement, which is no better than some of the shittier YouTubers out there that are fake as fuck. MJ Darks with a $2 super chat says, I need to write hit pieces, Mav. Hey, dude, I could have fun writing hit pieces. I wrote like a couple articles back in the day for a gaming site that a guy I knew on Xbox had started. And a couple of my articles got put on N4G because guess what? I was talking about games and being excited for fucking games, right? But that was it. I don't like writing. It's easier to speak, you know? I don't know, like, why a lot of the games journalists and games media think they're special. That's the thing that bothers me more than anything. It's not difficult to talk about something that you've been doing for fucking 40 years almost. And that's playing games. And I feel like a lot of the people out here know way more than those people. They fucking thought Helldivers 2 was RPG. You see that shit? Shout out to Rodney Sanders. Mozam Schmeek, Bionic Wolf, what's up? Herd Theorem. Yeah, how about the Mavs, dude? I think part of the reason I got so energized and I'm on a high right now because my Mavs took game 1 in Minnesota. Shout out to Pong Soul. I know he's not the big sports guy like he used to be. My Mavs destroyed his former beloved Timberwolves. He could call himself a Timberwolves fan, not anymore, I don't know. But my Mavs went on the road again, and they eked out the win for game 1, stealing home court advantage. That's what it's all about. So I'm looking forward to the rest of that series because if the Mavs go to the fucking finals, oh my god, y'all are gonna see me go fucking crazy. The Rangers won the World Series last year. The Stars are on the cusp of potentially getting to go to the Stanley Cup Finals if they win their series. And now we got fucking the Mavericks. Like, come on. Dallas sports is like where it's at right now. Mavs only flawed Dallas fan. Come on, Bionic. Yeah, the Mavs didn't even play their best, dude. They were missing some shots. They were making some mistakes. They had that bad foul at the end. I mean, they could have thrown it away, but no, they prevailed. They prevailed. Yeah, let's get back on track because it's easy to shit on games media and talk about all my Mavs and sports Dallas love, right? But this stream is about Showcase, an Xbox Showcase. I want to talk about some of the other stuff we may see too at the other showcases. But yeah, this is I think potential to be like the best showcase season we've had, at least this generation. You may have to go back 8 years, 9 years, last generation to find a time when we potentially have a showcase season as strong as we're gonna get this year. And it's because Xbox is done with ABK. It's finally part of the family. Remember, they shut down BlizzCon this year. They're already starting to tease Call of Duty Black Ops, Gulf War now. Today, you saw all that stuff, or last night, or whenever it was, start dropping. They have the whole Call of Duty thing after the show. So we know the rest of the show is going to be primarily dedicated to all of the other Xbox games either coming out later this year or potentially some new announcements or updates on ones maybe coming out for next year as well. And there's just so much potential, and they have so much out there to show that I think this is going to be that show that they're going to lay it all out there, and it's going to be interesting to see it. I know there's some negativity out there. People are saying, well, the Xbox strategy is clouding up the atmosphere of this showcase. I think once people see these games, none of that shit's going to matter. All that matters is if people can play the games, right? This same attitude kind of took hold when Xbox started putting their games on PC, right? And everybody was freaking out about that at first. And you had people kind of go turncoat on Xbox and abandon the platform because PC players are getting to play it. You have some games going to PlayStation, all this kind of stuff as well. But ultimately, I think what they show is going to have to stand for itself, and I think it will. I think when people see the games, they're going to get excited because there's going to be something there for everybody. What's up, Brett Bingham? How's it going, dude? Pluck83, what's going on? Time Sync, what's up? Says, was anything significant revealed during the Sony corporate strategy meeting? No. I can go through some of the notes I was talking about in the DMs. This is the only takeaways really that I had from it. And me and Pong were kind of talking about it a little bit. They had said, they said they're not investing as much in new IP. Instead, they're looking for more returns on their existing IP that they've already invested in. They're talking about phases, and they talked about they had been in the last phase that they had been more in an investing phase into IP, right? And I think you look at it like from 2016 to now, all this thing where they've been investing in creating these franchises and stuff, right? And now they said they're in the phase of getting the most returns that they can from that IP. So that was interesting to hear. I think that's one reason you're looking more at games of service stuff. You're looking at them doing like movies and transmedia on their different IPs as well. They're trying to cultivate what they've fostered already and doubled and tripled down on that stuff without investing too much. And I'm not saying they're not going to keep doing some new IPs and stuff like that, but and it's not going to be like it was, right? Is what they're basically saying. I don't know. You know, this is business guys talking at the end of the day. Who knows exactly what they mean when they say this stuff, but that's how I interpreted it. The other thing that they said that was interesting is that they've been in a streamlining phase. They're in a streamlining phase now, that we've seen some of the moves that they've made and all that kind of stuff, and that they are now also focused on delivering the games when they want to. So that was an interesting comment to make when he was talking about the games business. And it seemed like they're trying to match up the release. If I was to just use my brain and think of what that means, trying to match up the release of some of their bigger games into when they have like hardware and stuff like that to sell. I don't know. James Fluke says, I don't know how to feel about the Valve rumor. Pretty much some of the bigger guys in the games media are shooting that down. I think it's more likely that what Jez says is true, that the next Xbox we see, the next iteration, will have Steam on there as an option. Something like that. With all the technology that Microsoft is investing in with the, we see it with the Surface tablets and all these other kind of stuff. I don't necessarily think about the acquisition. Maybe if they hadn't gotten ABK, right? But I think it'd be really hard in the climate to get as acquisition of Steam through. And so ultimately, I think what we may see is more of a partnership. And there's really not anything anybody can do about that. And I think for me as a consumer, I look at that as a win. Like if you could put my second favorite storefront on a TV, on a box that I already have access to all my other Game Pass shit and stuff, like I'm down with that. Hell yeah. Give it to me now, please. I have no issues with that. I know some people think it devalues what Xbox could do with their own store and stuff, but like if they're already doing that on PC, and I have no issue with playing my Xbox games on PC, using Steam on PC as well, and Xbox, if I have that as well, I mean, fuck, hell yeah, why not, right? That'd be amazing to me. But we'll see what they do. That's what it seemed like Jez thought they're gonna do. So I'm not trying to put words in his mouth, but that's what I heard people saying and talking, right? But we are gonna get into a Jez article. It's kind of like preempted me to do this stream anyway. So that'll be fun. Let's get into a Jez article. I'm gonna bring it up real quick. Yeah, I should be prepared and actually do this stuff ahead of time, but that's not my style. I tend to wing it. But yeah, we got this article from windowscentral.com, written by the one and only, much beloved in the Xbox community, Jez Corden. It says what to expect from the Xbox games. Let me bring this up. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring this up. Let me move some stuff around. Okay. And there we go. Yeah, that's too small. Okay. And that's also too small. All right, here we go. What to expect from the Xbox Game Showcase 2024, a roadmap for the future, and big questions answered. But will you like the answers? Shout out to Jez, always knows how to stoke up some interesting conversation. Says the Xbox Game Showcase for 2024 goes live on June 9th, 2024. Here are our biggest predictions and expectations for this year's show. The Xbox Game Showcase kicks off on June 9th, 2024, streamed live across Xbox's YouTube channel and other places. It will also be followed by a Call of Duty Direct revealing the next Black Ops title while confirming its inclusion in Xbox Game Pass. The theme of this year's Xbox Game Showcase 2024 will be one of change. There will be some familiar beats, incredible looking games, sequels to beloved franchises, and revivals of some Xbox classics. But a cloud remains over the overarching strategy, with Xbox publishing games more broadly than it ever has previously. Even if you actually take this into consideration as well, like the whole redacted show they have afterwards, this is focused on Call of Duty, obviously, right? And Call of Duty is not an exclusive game, obviously, but I don't really think anybody cares about that. I'm trying to make this to where you guys can see it and see me at the same time, if you care to. Fuck it. Here we go. So I don't know, like, about that exactly. Like, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to, like, address a lot of the third-party stuff at the show, right? Is there a cloud hanging over them? Over that? I think for some in the Xbox community, but as far as, like, casual gamers and people that could be interested in some of these games that are going to be shown, I ultimately don't really know how much they're going to care. I think the Xbox diehards are like, give us all the exclusives, right? Give us all the exclusives. We want everything to be exclusive. Everything always exclusive, right? And ultimately for me, I'm going to watch the show. I care about what they show for games. So there's no, like, cloud for me, but those that are concerned about that strategy, there may be a cloud for, right? For me, I'm not concerned about it. I think that they're going to pick and choose some games here and there to do multi-platform, and they will do that going forward. And I think ultimately the future of the games industry is going to look more and more like that in general. Just like the rest of gaming, Xbox is usually ahead of the curve on some of those moves that they do, and sometimes are a little too soon. Personally, it doesn't affect me or bother me that other people play Hi-Fi Rush or Sea of Thieves right now that didn't before, right? I could care less. But I understand how some people feel like they want the justification for their purchase of a console. For me, the justification is the experience that the console gives me, and am I enjoying it or not? Not does it have something that the other people don't have, right? And because that's kind of like an artificial barrier that's been there. that is generated as a gatekeeping thing to make the box more special. And yeah, it works, right? Because it's a mental thing. But if you actually like the box and you like the content that's on there anyway, and you purchase it for those reasons, it doesn't really matter what other people are doing and what they're playing on to me, right? So that's where the cloud hanging over this thing doesn't affect me so much, but I do understand those that it does affect. And I have heard a lot of conversation from people that there is this cloud and they're less excited about this showcase because of this potential strategy from Microsoft and stuff. But we'll see how it all plays out, right? I think ultimately what all that matters to most of us is that they have fucking amazing games to show and that we have access to those games and also that we get to play them in Game Pass. Anyway, so in prior Xbox showcases, Microsoft made a huge song and dance of the word exclusive. Exclusive. So that's a Psycho in the chat who's on vacation now, about to hang out with Dave Matthews at concert soon. And he's our exclusive guy. Always world premiere. Exclusive. Yeah. Given Microsoft has started porting older Xbox games to PlayStation now, I have a feeling there will be a lot less of that exclusive verbiage this year. Yeah, we've already seen less than that. That's why there was questions over other games after the developer direct. Remember, after they revealed Blade, everybody was like, oh, they didn't say exclusive. What does that mean? You know, then Aaron Greenberg did the whole Blade profile picture thing with the Xbox. So who knows what all that means. But yeah, I think we don't see the term exclusive as much either. I agree, because they don't know 100% what their future is going to hold with some of those things. But we'll find out. Maybe they still do. Who knows? With the potential that one or two, or maybe even more, first-party titles revealed at the showcase will not be truly console exclusive. The internet has debated the merits of that strategy ad nauseum. But what isn't up for debate is how important raw quality will be at this showcase. This is Microsoft's first showing in the fully post-pandemic era, and many of the previously announced titles and previously acquired studios have yet to really bear fruit. I am confident that we'll start to reap the benefits of those acquisitions at this event. The potential for this show to be remembered as one of Xbox's best events for raw gaming quality is incredibly high. And this, again, I agree here 100% with Jez. This is what I keep talking about. When everybody keeps saying, oh, there's a cloud over Xbox, I'm not excited for the show. Because, like, what do we care about? Do we care about that, or do we care about the games, right? Because for me, these showcases are about revealing games and about games that we get to play. And I think they have the table set to have the most amazing showcase they've potentially ever had about games. And that has me really fucking excited. And Jez agrees here where he says the raw gaming quality is incredibly high, potential for that to be shown here. There's so much we could see, but what will we see, Jez says. Microsoft has a truly massive slate of previously announced Xbox games that have largely gone dark since their original reveal. Everwild, Fable, Perfect Dark, State of Decay 3. Well, we saw Fable last year, so I'll take Fable off of that list. But Everwild, Perfect Dark, State of Decay 3, Contraband, amongst various others, have been extremely dark. We have not heard hardly anything about these games since their initial reveals. So there's strong potential that we're going to see maybe all of those games at this showcase. And if that happens on top of everything they're already releasing to later this year, that's fucking insane to me. The Jez didn't say that, I am. The more recently revealed games like Blade, Clockwork Revolution, and Indiana Jones are less likely to get another section at this event, potentially at least. Yeah, maybe they'll do Indiana Jones another direct later in the year, because it's supposed to be this year. Rumors are Indiana Jones is coming out in December. So either they show more of it at this show, or they have a separate show later this year. Maybe they show it more at Gamescom, closer to when Indiana Jones release, because they already had a pretty impactful gameplay trailer for that game, and I think a lot of people already kind of get the gist of what it is, right? But maybe it's their big game for the year, and that they're going to push it as much as possible. Who knows? But I think it's safe to assume at least some of the longtime holdouts will finally be revealed. Microsoft has likely learned some harsh lessons from announcing certain projects too early. There's been a lot of rumors about troubled development for titles like Everwild, which lost key creative staff and sits beneath the demanding live service that is Sea of Thieves at Rare. Also, the beautiful barn that they built that they had to show everybody. The initiative entire structure was upended too during the development of Perfect Dark, moving from a flat structure to something of a more traditional format. Contraband, formerly and exclusively revealed by us as Project Typhoon, has also had some difficult development since its reveal, owing to the pandemic in part, but also due to departing key directorial staff. At least in the case of one of these, I've heard that Perfect Dark is shaping up nicely now, which is why I pin my hopes here for a more in-depth reveal among some of Xbox's more elusive titles. Perfect Dark is a sci-fi spy thriller being developed by the Initiative and Crystal Dynamics of Tomb Raider fame. The original has a cult following developed by Rare as a successor to GoldenEye 007. I would bet money on this making an appearance this year. If you've been paying attention to our content this year on Fun Speculation, as we've been talking for a while that we think Perfect Dark is going to be at this show. There's no reason why it wouldn't be. Last year, they sat with Phil Spencer and Matt Booty sat with Jeff Grubb and the Giant Bomb team after the Xbox showcase, and they pretty much alluded to the fact that we would see Perfect Dark at the next show. They didn't say it specifically, but the writing was on the wall with the words that they were using at the time when they were discussing Perfect Dark. Interesting, at that same interview, they also kept mentioning they were super excited about the future of Halo, which I found very interesting. And then this year as well, Brian Gerard said that they're already working on the next big Halo project. I don't think we get a reveal of that yet, but Halo's future is still bright, I think, at Xbox. Another title I'm incredibly eager to see is State of Decay 3, and it seems high time that we get a bigger glimpse at it on June 9th. I agree. This is the one I've been back and forth on. Do they wait next year to show State of Decay 3, or do they go ahead and show it this year? I think it's time. I would love to see it. Also, there was recent reports, I think from WCCF Tech or some article that said that State of Decay 3 was actually shaping up nicely behind the scenes as well. So we're hearing more positive things about Perfect Dark. We're hearing more positive things about State of Decay 3. I don't think there's much concern about Fable in the background. I think the one that's had most concern is Everwild. But I don't know when we're going to see that game. It's about time. I mean, this could be the year where we see tons of games that we've only seen once before, or that we actually have some other new game announcements. State of Decay 2 was derided as State of Decay 1.5 by some at launch, owing to its very iterative feel. The zombie apocalypse simulation title is an ambitious attempt to thread third-person combat with overarching strategy survival simulation gameplay, complete with co-op with friends. However, the awkward tethering system from State of Decay 2 made cooperative play something of a chore, and the fundamentals hadn't changed a great deal from its predecessor. Since then, Undead Labs and its partners worked tirelessly to add new content mechanics and polish to State of Decay 2 while preparing the shift to State of Decay 3. It has previously been said that State of Decay 3 enlisted the help of the Coalition of Gears of War fame to upgrade their visuals. I remember there was like a team that they had formed to help with the visuals or something like that. I previously criticized Microsoft for using slick photorealistic CGI to tease future projects, only for the finished project to look absolutely nothing like what was teased. However, I've heard via trusted sources that State of Decay 3 does look far more impressive than its predecessor, with more attention to visual presentation being a core pillar. In addition, State of Decay 3 will also lean more heavily into narrative elements to immerse you in the game's world. Your community in State of Decay 2 is your main character, but their backstories rarely come into play while experiencing the game. State of Decay 3 will try to work individual community members' backstories more viscerally into gameplay to make their trials more impactful and immersive. Losing your favorite community members to the plague should be more of a gut punch in State of Decay 3 as a result. That has me excited here, and I hadn't heard that before. So I'm glad I had reread this article because I didn't really pick up that the first time. But yeah, State of Decay 3 is a game that I feel like they're really going to take that next step at Undead Labs. I think they're going to push things forward for that studio. And one thing I know you can count on with their games is they will continue to support them, and they will get better and better and better over time. Because if you play State of Decay 2 now, all the free content and all the free updates that we've gotten over the years for that game, it is fucking amazing. Especially if you compare it to what we got at launch. Like, that's one of my favorite things about Xbox and Microsoft in general. Their games just keep getting better and better and better with support. So I absolutely love that. And State of Decay, I think, is going to be something that's going to be different in our when we see it than what a lot of us had anticipated, because we're so stuck on State of Decay 1 and 2 in our minds. So what will 3 look like? There are some more obvious candidates too, given their launch windows. Avowed from Obsidian is almost certain to make an appearance for sure. That's we've been talking about that. I think Avowed will be there. It's coming out this year, and I'm personally really excited about it. I know some people aren't that excited about it because of the kind of game that it is, but I think it's gonna be a game that's the kind of game it's supposed to be, and I think it's gonna be one of the pillars of that genre and the kind of genre that it is, and like I'm super pumped for that. I've heard the latest build looks a lot more impressive than its previous reveal. Southern Gothic action game South of Midnight could also get an official launch date alongside co-op side-scrolling brawler Towerborn and 4X strategy title Aura History Untold. Yeah, all those games are supposed to be this year. Aura is supposed to be on PC at launch, and then later potentially come to console. But yeah, all these games are supposed to be this year, including Flight Sim. As Jez says, there's also Flight Simulator 2024 to consider, and potential updates in some of Microsoft's service games like Sea of Thieves, Fallout 76. There are some potentially bigger, more headline-making games poised for a greater reveal as well. I think there could be reveals from a couple of the studios that we haven't seen yet, and what their projects are. One of those we've been talking about a lot on this channel and staking our claim on is ZeniMax Online's game. I think that game could be big. I think it could be a very exciting game. And I think when it's revealed, it'll probably draw a lot of attention. I think it could be revealed at this show. Gears of War has been quiet in recent years. The Coalition arguably carried Microsoft's Xbox alongside Playground's Forza franchise in some ways, but has taken a much longer time out to craft the next entry in the series. The Coalition has also been working hard to help some of Microsoft's other studios squeeze more juice out of the Unreal Engine, and we've seen some of the fruits of that in games like Hellblade 2 more recently. But now it might be time for the Coalition to step out of the shadows, with rumors abound that a Gears of War 6 reveal may be on the docket. There's also been some long-standing rumors that the Coalition has built a Halo Master Chief-like collection of its previous games comprising Gears of War 1 through 3, remastered with fresh visuals. If indeed the project is real, announcing it alongside a similarly theoretical Gears 6 teaser would be a welcome combo. Tom Warren has been heavy on the Gears teases. On his articles, he's pretty much said that Gears of War is going to be at the show. On Twitter, he's pretty much said that Gears of War is going to be on the show, but maybe not just traditional Gears. There's also been like more than one Gears. So is it the Gears collection? Is it another Gears Tactics? Is it a Gears RTS or some crazy shit like that? Or is it my money, if I was to bet, we'll get a double reveal where they're going to reveal Gears of War 6 and announce it for, like, you know, they're working on it and show the initial reveal trailer and not necessarily give us a date or anything, right? And then they'll say, but if you can't wait for Gears of War 6, we have this for you. And it'll be they'll say coming either later this year or early next year. And then it'll be Mad World. You're going to hear that fucking song. You're going to see the trailer pop up. And it's going to be a Gears collection, and it's going to look amazing, and they're going to recreate that trailer. And if that's what they do, that's a home run. That's easy fucking slam dunk, chill-inducing, nostalgia, thrilling home run if they pull that off, if they actually deliver that. So we'll see. I have hope for it, but I don't know. All right, so perhaps we could also see some of Xbox's other pillar franchises like Forza make a splash at the showcase too. This is something I think Colt Eastwood's been on, and that he thinks Forza Horizon's going to be there. Personally, I'm not sold on Forza Horizon being at the show. I think they have kind of moved away from that like every 3 year cycle that they were on before. Or actually, before they were on every 2 years. And I think at this point, Forza Motorsport dropped. I think they're taking their time with the next Horizon. And I know Playground's also working on Fable. I know they have multiple teams, but even with multiple teams, could they have allocated more resources to Fable to help get it across the finish line, putting the next Horizon on the back burner because this current Horizon is so successful and still doing well? That's kind of my feelings here, and that might make the next Horizon potentially a launch title for next generation, or something that they do next year. And regardless, I think the next Horizon is going to be amazing. I just don't know if we see it yet, because I think traditionally they reveal and announce some of those games the same year they release, especially with Horizon. So Jez goes on to say, it's been a while since we've had a new Forza Horizon title, perhaps partially owing to the development of Fable and the healthy concurrent player base on Forza Horizon 5. Speaking of which, could we see Fable appear here again? That's what I've been scratching my head around. I'm torn on that, like State of Decay, right? Like State of Decay, I'm like 50-50. Can we see State of Decay here yet, or next year? Do we see Fable again here yet, or do we see it again next year? Because I think Fable's potentially a 2025 release. So do you show it here, or is it a holiday next year game? Right? I think it makes more sense. Perfect Dark would be here because they've only shown it with the initial reveal. We've seen Fable with the initial reveal, then we had the trailer last year. So maybe Fable is something they save for next year's show in a bigger way, to make more time for other games. But I would love to see it. I hope we see it. I hope we see everything. I want to see every fucking game they're making. But that's not really going to be possible, obviously, right? To guess, it may still be too early for a live demonstration, but we can't be too far off seeing that as well. I also doubt we'll be seeing any glimpses of Halo at this event, but it's well known that 343 is in the shadows, preparing the next iteration of Microsoft's most prolific and arguably most mishandled franchise. When it comes to pillar franchises like Halo, Forza, and Gears, many are wondering where they might fit in Microsoft's multi-platform push, codenamed Latitude, at the firm. We should be getting an update on that during the Xbox showcase period as well. So this is an interesting thing here, like, and we'll get into this a little bit, because like, do they talk about Halo going to PlayStation at an Xbox showcase, or like answer questions afterwards about it, or like something like Gears Collection? Maybe it's announced for Xbox showcase. Maybe that's something that Jez knows about or something, and thinks about, or is alluding to, or maybe they put Gears 5 over there. I don't know. Will that cause a cloud of controversy? Maybe, to some, for sure. I tell you, like, I think PlayStation players, if they play Halo Infinite, they'll fucking blow their mind, because that game is insanely good right now. Questions of strategy will cloud the event. This is, for me, it doesn't really cloud it for me. I understand it will for some. I hear the conversation come up all the time. For me, I could really care less. But I just want to know about the games. I previously noted that I've heard there are more Xbox-owned titles slated for multi-platform treatment in the near term. I think an obvious example that we could see go multi-platform as an Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5 would be the next Doom. id Software's legendary and pioneering first-person shooter franchise is now wholly owned by Microsoft. Many have been probably wondering whether or not the next installment would be held off competing platforms. Perhaps in yesteryear, but with Microsoft supporting PlayStation more than ever before, I think Doom would be a likely candidate here. Doom's Year Zero leaked as part of the FTC snafu last summer, and while there's no real hints at exactly what it could be beyond the title, I imagine it would be a prequel of sorts, or perhaps with some time travel shenanigans baked in. Doom is already a prolific franchise on PlayStation, with every single title available to play. If there was one first-party multi-platform to expect from this show, it would be that one. I think also the ZeniMax Online's game would probably be multi-plat. If it's a game, obviously it'd be a games as a service, right? MMO type game. So for me, I think a ZeniMax Online game would be one that would be announced as multi-plat, but then people aren't really going to care too much because it's a MMO, and their current games are also only on or on everywhere. At ZeniMax Online. So maybe Doom, maybe ZeniMax Online's game could be multi-platform as well. But what about more retroactive ports like Sea of Thieves or Hi-Fi Rush? I don't think it's beyond the realm of possibility that we could see some of Microsoft's older games head to PlayStation as well. Microsoft is eager to improve its gaming margins after its gargantuan $72 billion plus acquisition of Activision Blizzard, and bringing across additional games from the firm's back catalog is probably an easy way to make some extra cash and keep your internal studios cash flow positive. Microsoft's gamble here is that Xbox will continue to sell and be desirable even without console exclusives. Many are skeptical, including myself, but perhaps that skepticism will be proven unfounded in the coming years. In any case, Xbox CEO Phil Spencer said previously that its 4-game experiment of Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, Pentiment, and Grounded wasn't a guarantee we'd see more coming across. But I'm not sure anyone believed they'd stop at those 4. What remains to be seen is how Microsoft positions all of this. Will Microsoft mention PlayStation at its show? In years past, companies did everything they could to avoid mentioning each other, and there's no evidence that Sony has any plans whatsoever to reciprocate and bring even its service titles like Helldivers 2 to Xbox. Microsoft may just be falling into a trap of short-term thinking here, and without good messaging, Microsoft's positioning has the potential to hollow out support for the remains of its hardware ecosystem. Speaking of which, should we expect to see hardware teases at the show? In years past, Microsoft has generally not revealed hardware at its E3 season summer showcases. Perhaps the most you can expect is a vague tease, but we already have a picture of what the next Xbox looks like to some degree. It will be a device closer to Windows than ever, with Xbox CEO Phil Spencer teasing their desire to bring third-party Windows gaming stores like Epic to Xbox. How will the economics of that work? It remains to be seen, but I think it's unlikely we'll find out at this show. Jez suspects a lot of the interviews and discourse during this week will revolve around Xbox's overarching strategy. Without exclusives, how will hardware sell? Why should developers invest in Xbox's future if Microsoft isn't competing there? And so on. There's also the matter of Microsoft's recent studio closures like Tango and how that has widened the examination into Microsoft's operations. It has almost become a cliche for headlines that read along the lines of "This is Xbox's most important showcase ever." Like every year is a do or die moment for Xbox. The reality is, of course, very different. Xbox has higher monthly active console users than ever, according to them. They also report the highest gaming revenue they've ever had to the SEC, even before the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Yet still significant challenges remain over Xbox and the games industry in general, as hiring sprees during the pandemic has forced big platform holders to reprioritize as game time hours shrink. There are widespread rumors that Xbox Game Pass will get price increases and maybe even functionality shifts as Microsoft figures out what kind of impact Call of Duty will have when it enters the subscription. Yeah, there's only a little bit left. What do you want to see? There's still a ton of other things we'll likely see at this event that I haven't mentioned without making this article into a novel. A Starfield Shattered Space DLC expansion is undoubtedly going to get its debut. 100% I agree with Jez there. We should see that, and I think it's going to cause a lot of excitement around Starfield again. As Bethesda looks to fill in the gaps with a sci-fi RPG with ground vehicles and other much-wanted features, I suspect we'll also see Diablo 4's expansion. 100%. A Vessel of Hatred. Remember, there's no BlizzCon this year. This is the opportunity to show the big Blizzard game expansion with Diablo, potentially other stuff later this year. Get some gameplay footage potentially. So since there's no BlizzCon this year, we could also get a glimpse of World of Warcraft: The War Within 2, given that it's launching sometime toward the end of the summer. We're also, of course, getting the Call of Duty Black Ops reveal, which is expected to be set during the Gulf War. Microsoft has also landed marketing deals for some major upcoming third-party titles too. This is an interesting one, with at least one gameplay debut that may bring solace to one weary fan base. What is that? Because this sounds like he's teasing something here. He knows. I'm going to take a little break here because this is some fun speculation shit right here. So Microsoft has also landed marketing deals for some major upcoming third-party titles. with at least one gameplay debut that may bring solace to one weary fan base. That is a tease. If it's Final Fantasy, it doesn't make sense for a gameplay debut because all the current Final Fantasy games are already out. So we don't need a gameplay debut of that, right? If it's Assassin's Creed Shadows, but I wouldn't call the Assassin's Creed Shadows fan base weary. Or Assassin's Creed fan base weary. When did I start vaping, Shapeshifter? When I stopped smoking. Which was a couple months ago. Telling you guys, my mind is going to Splinter Cell. So it's got to be an existing franchise to have a weary fan base, right? I'm trying to think of fan bases that are weary, and I'm thinking of third-party games. Something that could get a gameplay reveal. For me, it's Splinter Cell. We've been talking about this for a while. Banjo's not third party. Quake isn't third party. It's got to be something from like a Japanese publisher, or it could be something from like Take-Two, EA, Ubisoft. The IO Interactive James Bond game. I wouldn't really say that there's a fan base for that. Whatever this is has a fan base that has been feeling down. I don't know what it could be other than potentially Splinter Cell. Yeah, why do you think Final Fantasy, Don? Because, like, why would there be a gameplay debut for Final Fantasy? What game would have the gameplay debut? Right? Kingdom Hearts is a good one, Dave. But would you really call that fan base weary? I wouldn't call that. Maybe Battlefield? Would they be ready to showcase the new Battlefield from EA? Or, here's another one. I got one. Weary fan base. Dragon Age. Brett says it's Banjo. Banjo's first party. It's not third party. Titanfall's a good one. Could we see a reveal of a new Titanfall with a gameplay debut? Could we see Splinter Cell? Could we see Battlefield? Or something where he says a gameplay debut of a weary fan base? So my money's on two things. It's either going to be Splinter Cell or it's going to be Dragon Age. Because Dragon Age has got to show at some point. Like, it's got to be, it's either Splinter Cell, like both those games have been announced, right? So I'm talking about, because he's saying gameplay debut. So that's a hint, right? It's not a game reveal. It's a gameplay debut, meaning it's a game that's already been revealed that exists. So that's one clue. Second clue is it's third party. Third clue is it has a weary fan base. So it's got to meet those three categories. Dragon Age fits it. Splinter Cell fits it. Battlefield fits it. Titanfall 3 hasn't been announced. The next Battlefield game technically hasn't been announced, but they said they're working on it. So I don't think it's Battlefield because they technically got to announce the game first. So I'm down to those two games. It's either Splinter Cell or Dragon Age. I believe Jez is hinting here that either Microsoft secured the marketing rights to Dragon Age or they secured the marketing rights to Splinter Cell. We've already been hinting at Splinter Cell potentially because there's been a lot of speculation that it's going to show up at the Ubisoft Forward show. So if it shows up at the Ubisoft Forward show, Microsoft's been doing a lot of marketing with Ubisoft lately. Splinter Cell has a history with Xbox. Could we see it here? Do we get a gameplay debut of it at the reveal when they first show the game the first time. That's the only thing that kind of has me like, eh. So logically, my mind is going to Dragon Age. My heart says Splinter Cell. My brain is telling me Dragon Age. Is the thing that Jez knows about. Division 3 hasn't been announced yet. We need third-party games that has a fan base that is weary, and the game's already been announced. It's either got to be Splinter Cell or it's got to be Dragon Age. KOTOR? I don't think that would be likely just because of the whole fiasco, and I don't know. Call of Duty is not third party, it's first. Yeah, it could. Dragon Age has already been announced. So it very well could be Dragon Age. I don't think it's Mass Effect, Brett, because they are closer on Dragon Age than they are Mass Effect. So Dragon Age would come first. Bully? A new one hasn't been announced yet. So I think they would cross it off. You don't think Dragon Age when you have your own RPG coming this year? I don't know, man. It's just like a gameplay debut, right? And like it's a third party partnership. And it's a different kind of RPG than Avowed as well. And Xbox has a shit ton of RPGs, so I don't think they're too worried about that. You just realized the stream's live. Shout out to Prince. Hey, what's up, dude? Yeah, we're live, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna roll with those two though. Roll the dice, and my brain's telling me it's Dragon Age. Now, he said Microsoft has also landed. Let me bring it back up so you guys can see it. Microsoft has also landed marketing deals for some major upcoming third-party titles too. So there's more than one third-party title we're going to potentially see here, with at least one gameplay debut that may bring solace to one weary fan base. Like, you would think, like, okay, so I saw some people talking about James Bond, right? That maybe solace is like a tease there. So the IO Interactive's James Bond game could get a gameplay debut, but it's possible. But would you call the Bond fan base like weary? Like, nobody's really been weary about that game, I don't think. But maybe solace is a hint. I don't know. There's also always the potential for total surprises too. I've heard about some nostalgic announcements that should chase away the blues for classic Xbox 360 RPG fans. Well, like, what is classic Xbox? Is that the JRPGs like Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey? Or what RPGs are we talking about? Microsoft also has Killer Instinct developer Iron Galaxy back on board. I've been talking about that a while now, saying that maybe they'll announce a new Killer Instinct. Perhaps we see some other classic games revived or a big new Activision aligned backward compatibility drop. People have been holding out hope for Xbox 360 classics like Prototype and Singularity to arrive on the platform as well. As for me, I would honestly just like to see Microsoft throw some reassurances to the core fans who are confused and rightfully concerned about the direction of the operation over the last few months. I don't know. For me, here's the thing. I kind of just in my gut and heart a little bit disagree with Jez here. I don't think Microsoft or Xbox should necessarily like address like the whole third party thing, right? Like, you don't do that at the showcase. I think you just keep it about the fucking games and you reveal a bunch of games and you just don't say anything about any of that shit, and you don't even mention PlayStation, you don't mention anything. You just say coming later this year or whatever, right? And maybe later after the show there's clarification about some games or whatever. I don't think you mentioned PlayStation at an Xbox showcase. I don't think you mentioned that this game will be on other consoles, right? I don't think you do any of that. I think you just stick to the branding and the recognition of these games are made by Xbox. And then here's also the third party games we have partners with. Regardless if they end up showing up somewhere later, that's not what a showcase is about. It's about the fucking games, right? So that personally for me, I don't think they need to address that here. It's not the place or the time for it. I want them to keep it about the games, showcase the games, make people realize how amazing the pipeline of content that they have coming to Xbox and the Game Pass is, regardless if some of them may end up showing up somewhere else later, right? But I understand some people are going to disagree with that. We'll see. I would like to see some support for long-time holdouts like Square Enix. I agree. We've been talking about that too, who have spoken about their intents to support Xbox more in the future. I want to see expansions and investments in service games I enjoy, from Fallout 76 to World of Warcraft. I'd honestly love to see some form of Fallout announcement, literally anything. Given how the TV has really renewed interest in the franchise, even if it's Fallout 5 logo, I'd be pretty contented with that one. What if they announce a new team to focus on Fallout, right? Comprised of some veterans from In Exile and Obsidian and Bethesda, and form a new studio and call it something associated with Fallout, like Vault Tech Entertainment or some shit like that. I don't know. I'm incredibly confident in the quality of the upcoming slate, and indeed high quality games that get fans excited and talking with doubtlessly cut through some of the gloom. Strong showings from Microsoft's near-term slate and exciting hints for the longer term are something that I will wholly expect. Now we're post-pandemic with many of Microsoft's previous acquisitions now more fully integrated. This could be one of Microsoft's best ever Xbox showcases for raw gaming content. Yeah, there's a great article by Jez. But like he said, right, even just the mere fact that he's writing about it is that kind of cloud that he's talking about, because this is the kind of stuff that a lot of people are discussing, is like the whole multi-platform strategy and direction and reassurances for Xbox fans. Like I here's the thing, right? They Xbox has catered and communicated to us, the fan base, extremely well over the course of ever since the Phil Spencer era began. That he made it a focal point, right? I understand there's some uncertainty right now, but as an Xbox fan, as somebody that is looking forward to these games and looking forward to the games that they're showing, I don't want that to even be in my mind when I'm watching this show. I could care less. I'm looking forward to the games that are going to be here and being excited about those potential games that I get to play regardless, right? Like for me, I get to play these games. I can play them on Xbox or PC, right? And that's going to be the thing that's exciting to me watching the showcase, that I have an Xbox, that I have a PC, and everything I see at this show should be playable on one of those two things, and a lot of it is made by the Xbox team. So for me, there's no cloud in my mind about anything. It's just focused on this amazing pipeline that they're building up and what could potentially be shown. And I think ultimately, this whole multi-platform strategy thing is just something that's going to work itself out over time. I think a lot has been made about it, and I think it is interesting. It is a dramatic shift in the industry, and I understand that some people are concerned about it. But I in no way am going to let that affect my enjoyment of a show about games. And I don't want them to make it about that, because that's what everybody will be talking about. And maybe that's what everybody will be talking about anyway. But I'll tell you, if they come out there and they show 40 games that just absolutely blow me away, and I have all this excitement about all that kind of stuff, I'm not going to worry about fuck PlayStation guy gets to play what this random one of 10 games or whatever. I don't care about that. I care about fucking games that I get to play. And that's what's going to be at this show. Now, what is going to be there? I don't know. Perfect Dark? Staking a claim. Perfect Dark. Yes. Right? ZeniMax Online's game? I don't see anybody else in this community talking about ZeniMax Online's game. They said they were working on a huge game when they were acquired at that Bethesda roundtable. Just recently, when all these layoffs happened, they talked about reinvesting even more into ZeniMax Online. There's lots of reasons why I'm excited about the potential that we get to see that game. There's been a lot of speculation about what kind of game it is. Could be a licensed game, could be just a brand new IP or whatever. I think if it is multiplat, it would make sense because it's an MMO probably because it's made by ZeniMax Online. I don't think anybody should really care too much about that if it is or not. But I'm excited about what they could be making. And guess what? It'll be in Game Pass, right? So that's one. As for Perfect Dark and that one, I'm putting those two, staking that I think those are going to be there. Obviously, there's the games that are releasing later this year. That is going to be potential, obviously, with games like Avowed, Aura, Towerborn, Flight Simulator, all that kind of stuff. I didn't see Paris say this, but somebody told me that he did on a show or in a chat or something. Fuck, I can't. Hey, you wonder what this says? How about them Cowboys? Yeah, that's what it says. How about them Cowboys? Indiana Jones may be there. They may save it for a later show this year. There's just so much damn potential. Yo, why so serious? Choo choo, motherfucker. Gifted 5 fun speculation memberships, dude. Appreciate you so much, bro, for being part of the community. And everybody who got one of the memberships, hey, that's awesome. And make use of your emojis. Choo choo, motherfuckers. Let's go. Hype train is rolling. I'm not good at that like Pong Soul is. He's the ultimate hype man. But, dude, why so serious? Super appreciate you. Gears 6. Like, I'm counting on Gears to be there, right? So let's make a list, okay? We'll make a little list here. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. I know I was reading the article, so I didn't see maybe a lot of some of the stuff you guys said, but I do appreciate everybody here hanging out. Random impromptu stream, just shooting the shit about Xbox Showcase. Reading Jez's article there. We got like 130 people here hanging out because I know one thing. Y'all are excited about the Showcase Season 2. There's general excitement here going on about this potentially being an insane time over the next 3 weeks or 3 weeks from now when we're going to have all of these shows and get a lot of games to see, new game trailers, games revealed, find out about new deals being made, all these other kind of things. It's just an exciting time to be a fucking gamer. So let's do this. I'm going to put up my list and we will make it together. Okay? This will be the fun speculation list of potential titles coming at the Xbox Showcase. And I got to make it to where I'm not completely drowned out here. Okay. Let's see how this looks. Okay. Can y'all see that? Or is it too small? I'll make it a little bit bigger. Okay. There we go. Damn camera. There we go. All right. Perfect Dark is going up on my list. I've been talking about this one for a while. I think it'll be there. What's next? What do we think? You see it just fine? Right on. Okay. So we got Perfect Dark. I'm saying ZeniMax Online's game. I'm rolling the dice on this one, guys. Rolling the dice on it. Contraband? Oh, did we see Contraband? We could do a poll. How about this? We'll do polls for the games. I am worried though that we're gonna see like yes on every single one of these though. Contraband. We'll let the poll go for like just a little bit. Do y'all agree with me about Perfect Dark and Zenimax Online? Or what are y'all thinking? Are y'all thinking no? Hello Kitty MMO? Not maybe. Maybe we'll finally see it this year. Yeah, right on Dova. Yeah, let's go Mavs, dude. What about the Oblivion remaster? That was been a thing that everybody's been talking about for a long time. I think Perfect Dark's going to be good. Doom Year Zero, Wolfenstein 3. Okay. So early returns are in. 26 votes, that's enough, and it's overwhelmingly yes. Contraband's going on the list. The community has spoken. Contraband is on the list. It's going to be at the showcase. All right, so let's do another one. Okay, so this was one that in the Jezza article was saying, hey, if this is revealed here, it also could be multi-plat. But do we see a new Doom game? Potentially Doom Year Zero, as was leaked in the FTC trial. So we'll do Doom. This is going to be the next poll. Doom. Do we see it? Or is it getting deleted? Damn. Coming out hot already, chat. Clockwork. Ooh. I don't know if we see that again yet. That'll be a good one to put on here though. Yeah, the chat's like I'm telling you guys, you think everything's gonna be here, right? We're at 80% yes already with over 30 votes already. Overwhelmingly positive, overwhelmingly yes so far. So that's enough for me. We're moving on past Doom. Doom's on the list. We'll leave it there. Is there gonna be one that y'all say no? That's gonna be interesting. Should I put my two on? I'm leaving my two on the list. Perfect Dark and Cinemax Online game. They're staying on the fucking list, even if y'all were to say no. Flintlock, yeah, that's probably gonna be there. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, I see. Lucius Augustus. Everwild. Will we see Everwild at the Xbox showcase? Now, this one I'm really curious to see what the chat says. No is winning right now. I think the community has lost all faith in Everwild. When they reveal a barn before they show us the next steps of Everwild means that what's going on behind the scenes with that game. Everwild will be a nice surprise, but I highly doubt it, Rainbolt says. And Neverwild. Hey, the community has spoken. Over 39 votes says no. Brett says Everwild, don't listen to them. Everwild's coming. Hey, maybe you're right, Brett, but I'm rolling with the community on this. This is our list. Oh, 74% says no. All right, so let's do this one. State of Decay 3. This is one of the ones that's already been revealed. Do we finally see it? Do we see State of Decay 3 here at this show? Psycho says developers have said in 2024 they will show what they have done. I believe you, Psycho. I know you probably voted yes. You're one of the 26%, but I can't put it on the list. The community has spoken. Damn. I am surprised at the overwhelming majority saying State of Decay 3 is going to be here. I mean, you're like 90%. That's even higher than Doom and Contraband. Community is damn sure that it's going to be there. So, chat, I'm more 50-50 on it. Will we see Pony Hunter 3? No, Pony Tamer 3, Froggy. Pony Tamer 3. The other two came out, they were like, nobody even knew they released. Like, nobody played them for some reason. Wow. I'm shocked at State of Decay 3 in the chat. But hey, it's going on the list. I mean, look at this showcase already, guys. I mean, this is your list. Now, I know the first two I added myself, okay? So, because I'm confident, I have faith that those two games will be there. The Contraband, Doom, and State of Decay 3, Perfect Dark, and ZeniMax Online this game. All right, let's go with this one. Gears 6. Do we see Gear 6? 70, 80. Man, this Xbox community, you guys are positive thinking. Black Knight says, what about the filler like previously announced Game Pass games? We're going to see, obviously, some of that. Flintlock replaced. Silk Song. I mean, these are going to be big games, too. Like, I think Replaced and Silk Song are going to be big time in the community. For the indie community, especially. What are we at? 82%. That's nuts. You guys are crazy. 82%. All right. Gear 6 is going to be there, guys. Tom Warren's right. Stalker 2 should be there. That's a good call out. I mean, you would think, unless they show it separately later on. But I'm leaving this for some of these other ones first. I'm sticking to first party first. Gears Collection. Ooh, a little bit more shaky on the Gears Collection. Banjo, please. I don't think we're getting that. Not this year. Not this year. South of Midnight. Stalker 2 is a 3-month exclusive. Who cares? Mafia 4 marketing? There's been rumors that could be revealed soon. Take-Two supposedly has a game that's going to be sooner than later on an existing franchise, a beloved franchise. So a lot of people are thinking Mafia, Borderlands could also be the possibility. Gears Collection going up. It's got almost 70% of the vote. Look at this showcase, guys. Already, look at this. Perfect Dark, ZeniMax Online, this game, Contraband, Doom, State of Decay 3, Gears 6, the Gears Collection. Brett Bingham says it's definitely Borderlands. I think I've been on the Borderlands 4 train. I don't know if that's going to be the game. Here we go. We're going to put one of these two games on the list, okay? And you guys, or one of these 3 games. You guys are going to tell me which one it is. Because whatever Jez was teasing there about the third-party game that they have the marketing rights to that's going to get a gameplay debut. which one? I'll let y'all decide. My heart's Splinter Cell. My brain is Dragon Age. But the tease had the word Solace in it, which could mean it's IO Interactive's Bond. Solace is a Dragon Age character. David with the 2 pounds, adding fuel to the fire for my Dragon Age speculation. Solace is a Dragon Age character teaser, dude. 100%. That's the main character. That's the main villain. It's Solace. That Jez is clever too, man. I'm telling you, my brain is on Dragon Age. It's a weary fan base. It's concerned about the potential of this game. It's waited forever for it. It's bound to be shown at some point soon, and maybe it's coming out sooner than later. Solus? Yeah, Solus. How do you say his name? Solus? Solus? Fuck, this is close, guys. Dragon Age and Splinter Cell are tied. My heart says Splinter Cell. That's what I want to see happen. Beyond Good and Evil 2? Does that game exist still? Does Beyond Good and Evil 2, is it still a thing, or did they ever officially cancel it? Infinite Umbra, shout out to you, dude. Says any day of the week, Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell exclusive would make ponies cry like babies. Yeah, back in the day, I was speculating on the possibility for that. I don't think there's a chance for that anymore. I think the industry's moving away from exclusives and third-party deals from the big publishers. Regardless. But potentially, you could have like a Splinter Cell Game Pass deal. Throw a bone to the Xbox fans. It was never canceled, Psycho says. I gotta let this poll keep going a little bit longer, guys, because you're playing tug of war between Splinter Cell and Dragon Age. And I think you're voting with your hearts, not your brains right now, because Splinter Cell's ahead. I'm with you. If we put Splinter Cell on this list, I'm going to be a very happy person. But I'm telling you, I'm thinking it's Dragon Age. It's back and forth. 45%, 41%. Bond game is way down there. Give it like 2 more minutes. Metal Gear Solid? Metal Gear game shows up at a... Well, okay, so... Remember they did have the reveal... Didn't they announce the, like, the last Metal Gear remake or whatever? They announced it at an Xbox show before. Metal Gear franchise fan base could be weary, and it could be like, what was it, Snake Eater remake? Is that what it was? I can't remember what they had announced. OD. Yeah, I wouldn't consider. I'll put that on here, but I wouldn't consider that like a for this question. I let it go, guys. I let it go longer than any of the other ones because this is a big time question in my mind. Splinter Cell's taking it. All right, Splinter Cell going on the list. Fuck yeah. I'm down. I'm down with it. You want to talk about this one? Yeah. Though I'll do that one for this. Do we see OD? Remember, recently there was teases about the direction of OD, what kind of game it is. So do we see OD? What's up, Vic? Yeah, I care about 007 too. I'm just saying I don't think like that game has a weary fan base, right? What about Fable? We'll put Fable on here on the question. I don't think we see it again this year yet, but we'll see. EA Sports College Football would be a big marketing get. It would. I agree. Like EA doesn't do their own show, I don't think, anymore, right? They're not doing their own show this year. Reveal trailer for Metal Gear Solid Delta was at the Xbox event. Yeah, so it could be maybe gameplay for that. I don't know, man. No on OD. Wow. No OD. Why so serious as we're asking for too much? Yeah, I mean, you guys are the no's have it with OD, unless there's a strong resurgence. I was thinking it might be possible we actually finally see that game. Too soon? Okay. You guys say too soon. Well, I'm gonna put Fable on here. Uh, Fable. Do we see Fable again this year? We just saw it last year. I think it's a next year game, so I don't think they need to show it this year. I think they'd be more likely to have a year off of showing it, and then or possibly show it at the Game Awards, or show it. We could fucking see the Perfect Dark at the Game Awards. Oh man, now I'm starting to second guess myself. They kind of have it. Xbox has a history of showing the same game at the same shows, and when they originally revealed Perfect Dark, it was at the Game Awards. So do they wait and hold off and not put Perfect Dark here? Put Perfect Dark at the Game Awards again because they already showed it there before? That's what they did with Hellblade. They kept showing Hellblade at the Game Awards, remember? They showed it other places too. I think I don't think we see Fable this year. If we do see it this year, I think we see Fable at the Game Awards. 808 Vault Dweller says, I think Fable gets shown at an Xbox Direct. That could be also. Jez just posted Avowed. Yeah, we're going to see Avowed for sure, I think. See? Fucking amazing artwork for Avowed. Well, this is the closest one we've had so far. It's Fable. 50-50 right now, guys. 52, the no's have it. I'm leaning no. I don't think they need to. And for me, I'm looking at like with everything they have to show, why do Fable again now when it's probably not going to release till second half of next year at the earliest, right? They just showed it at last year's showcase, so I think they reserved that time for something else. Personally, I'm not trying to sway your decision too much, but that's just what I'm thinking. Okay, I'm seeing the nose grow. The nose grow. All right. I'm ending it. Nose have it. No Fable. Wow. Pessimistic people. No Fable. Let's see what else. You know what? There's this. Let me get a super chat real quick. Actually, first, Alvin hit us with a 5. Very generous. $5 super chat. Says, will they have one of their first party games at Jeff's Summer Games show that Friday? If so, which? Dude, there's a potential, man. And they could, if they do, it could be something that we see more than once, you know? Like, if there, okay, so hear me out on this. If there is one of these games that's going to be multi-plat on launch, maybe that's one that they could potentially have at Keighley show. If let's say Doom, like Jez was speculating, potentially is multi-plat. Maybe they would put Doom at the Keighley show for that reveal to generate some excitement. I don't know. I think you still put it at the Xbox show. I think you only give Keighley seconds. Like you only give him other stuff. right? I forget which one's first. Is Keeley's show first or the Xbox show first? Whoop Whoop Kid, member for 4 months, says Shattered Space release date. Maybe ZeniMax Online's game could get revealed at the Keeley show. I don't know. If I'm Xbox, I just reveal everything at my own fucking show. Fuck Keeley. Give him like, hey, you want on one of our trailers? Here, we already showed it, but you're gonna have it again. The spin-off Halo IP using Unreal Engine 5. You had to say something about Unreal Engine 5, didn't you, Umbra? All right, what's next? What's next? Okay, I see a lot of people mentioning this game. Do we see the Wu-Tang game get announced here at the show? It's in your contract. Okay, Brett Bingham says, I was wrong. Summer Game Fest is Friday before the Xbox show. Okay, so maybe you give Keeley one nugget. You give him one thing, and it's just like a teaser of something. And say, like, see the reveal at the gameplay reveal at the Xbox showcase, right? To draw in the Keeley audience to the Xbox show. That could work because Keeley will have people watching that don't necessarily care about Xbox. He'll have like PlayStation guys, PC guys, Nintendo guys will all be watching the Keeley show. So maybe you give them that one nugget, right? It's like just like a teaser, a very short thing that makes everybody like, what the fuck is this? Oh my fucking god! Oh shit! I gotta watch the Xbox show. Oh, yeah. Maybe you give them that. At least if I felt inclined to put something at the Keeley show, that's what I would do. But I think more likely what we see at the Keeley show is like Game Pass games that are coming to Game Pass. Superman game? Wu-Tang Game says no. Man, we were on a roll for a while. All right. So far y'all said no to Fable, you said no to Wu-Tang. What are we thinking yes to now? What are we thinking yes to? Like, I gotta put one up here that's a yes. All right. You know what? I'm gonna look at this. I mean, there's the obvious ones, right? I mean, I should have Avowed. Yeah, do I even put it on here? Like, because it's gonna be like 100% yes, probably. Double Fine reveal, that's a good one. Wolfenstein 3? I don't know. That's a good one. Hardware. Do we see Xbox hardware announced? Okay, yeah. Avowed, yes. I mean, did we even, like, here? I'm not even going to put these in the poll. Like, okay. Avowed, Aura, Towerborn. If they don't show these, they'll show them later this year at some point. But, like, I think these will probably be there. I mean, they're games that are coming out this year, right? Flight Sim 2024. Okay, here's a good one. This is something that some people have been speculating is going to show up here. I've been saying no. I want to know what you guys think about Forza Horizon 6. Will they reveal Forza Horizon 6 at the showcase? No. No's are running away with this one also. Are y'all calling Colt Eastwood a liar? Not a liar, but Wrong. He didn't say it was. He just said he thought it would. Or thinks it could. No? No? Yeah, no. I'm with y'all. No on that one. All right, so no's have it. I got one for you. Something Halo. This is for you, Umbra. Something Halo. Something Halo. It could be anything. Do we hear them say the words Halo? They even fucking mention Halo. Bet on it. You guys are surprising me right now. The 60%. I need to add this to the list because this is probably going to be there. Age of Mythology Retold is launching later this year. They're not talking about Halo and then COD. 60% say something Halo. It's already got 40 votes. We got to put something Halo on this list. There's probably okay. So if they have like a 2-hour show, there's gonna be like 40 fucking games. We're only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games here, and only one of them is third party. I mean, this show is like shaping up to be a fucking monster, guys. I got another one for you. I'm just putting this here because the rumors are it's coming out in December. So I would be inclined to say it'll probably be here. However, because it is potentially launching in December, maybe they save it for something later in the year and don't mention it at the showcase. And these other games that are put out, I don't think they're big enough to have their own thing, you know? But y'all say yes. Running away with it, easy. Indiana Jones. I mean, look at this show. Perfect Dark. ZeniMax's game. I didn't give y'all a chance to vote on those two. And I'm not going to. Those will be there. In my heart. Contraband. Doom. State of Decay 3. Gears 6. Gears Collection. Splinter Cell. Avowed. Aura. Towerborn. Flight Sim 2024. Age of Mythology Retold. I just include that lump of games there because I don't think they're going to spend a lot of time on the trailers for them, and it's easy for them to kind of throw in the show with kind of like little short things, and they're supposed to come out this year, right? I think it's pretty much a given. Something Halo, who knows what, and then Indiana Jones. The show's going to be huge. Okay. Wow. All right, is World of Warcraft? WoW expansion. I forget what it's called. I'm gonna put Clockwork on the list. I'm leaning no on Clockwork because I think it's probably 2025 or 2026 game, and I think they'll have another opportunity at a big show to show it. And we just got the trailer. I'm kind of in the same boat with Clockwork as I am with Fable. They don't need to show it this year because we already just got the reveal last year, and there's going to have other opportunities to show it again in a big way before it's released. So this year is for new game announcements and updates on some of the older games that we knew about, and also like games coming sooner. Oh fuck, Brett! If they do that, I mean, I don't. Do I even need to put the Diablo 4 expansion and Starfield on it? Like, I think that's gonna be there. I'm not gonna put like games of service updates. Well, Starfield's not really games of service, but I think it's just like so much of a given. I'd rather focus on like just like new games. Ooh, People Can Fly's game. That's a good one. Yeah, I did put WoW on here though because you guys asked for it. I don't want too many of these things. This list is gonna get crazy. Diablo 4 Vessel of Hate. How about we just do like this? Lump these in, right? Gas Games expansion section. Or expansions, or like game updates. Game updates. That can include WoW, Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred, Starfield, Shattered Space, Fallout 76, Elder Scrolls Online. You know what I mean? Like that's a given. We're gonna definitely get some of that stuff. Candy Crush? Yeah. Maybe. That could be part of this, right? Okay, here's a good one. But I don't want to put. Do not include Fallout 76 with your mindset on this. New Fallout. I'm just gonna do that. Like, I don't mean like a Fallout 76 expansion. I mean, like, are they going to mention a new Fallout? It doesn't have to necessarily even be like a title announcement. It could be mentioning that they're working on a new Fallout. Or it could be like a splash screen. It's just Fallout 5. No. No's are having it right now. Yeah, I tried to watch that, Mr. Seven Digit. It was nothing other than them say they're streamlining and they're focusing on returns on their IPs, not as investing as much in new stuff. No Fallout. All right. No's have it there. All right. So man, I'm going through the chat. You guys are kicking ass with the suggestions. Exomecha. Okay, I wanted to put this one on there. South of Midnight. That's when I'm gonna put. We're gonna do South of Midnight. Then I'm gonna do Killer Instinct. New Killer Instinct after. Y'all are positive on the South of Midnight. Okay, South of Midnight's going to be at the show, according to you guys. This is one we got the reveal last year, but maybe it's not as far away, right? All right, let's do South. Let's do. This is one that has been in my heart. I kind of been speculating on this because Iron Galaxy is back in the fold and working on it. Do they go ahead and announce that they are working on Killer Instinct 2. It'd be an early announcement, but is it something they could have here and this cause a huge uproar? If there's new Killer Instinct announced, this will be very exciting. And is that one that could be multiplat? What would you guys do if you were putting out a new Killer Instinct game? Would you make it multiplat or would you make it exclusive? If you were Microsoft. Wow, this is a close one. This is like Fable. Which we had to leave Fable off the list because the nose had it, but this is as close as Fable. Y'all say multiplat. Big Mad Nose says exclusive. Rainbow says multiplat. Alvin says multiplat. Cage Fiedler says exclusive. Multi. Why leave Fable off? The community voted that if Fable wasn't, we gave y'all a chance. They said that Fable will not be here. I kind of agree because Fable was just revealed at the last showcase, or shown for the second time at the last showcase. I think ultimately it's probably a 2025 game. You're going to have another opportunity to show it in a big way. You don't need to necessarily show it again here. Y'all are in on the Killer Instinct 2 hype. I fucking love this. That they're going to reveal Killer Instinct 2 at this show. This is starting to become like, I can tell this list is made by our community right now. This is fucking amazing. It is too close though for me to end it. But my heart's with you on this one. Y'all are going with my heart, like on all these. Like, obviously, I want every fucking game to be shown here. Oh, fuck. Now let's go in the opposite direction. Okay. I gotta let this one go. Psycho says Octopath Traveler 2 be on Game Pass. I think a lot of people forget they didn't launch originally on Xbox, the first one. And then when they did come to Xbox, it was on Game Pass. Maybe they follow the same path with 2. All right, we're at 42 votes. The yeses are pulling away, guys. Fuck, I'm super happy right now. I am super fucking happy that I get to put Killer Instinct 2 on the list. This list is getting strong. It's getting long. We're gonna have to make more room. Yeah, that one made me happy. All right, so we got Perfect Dark, ZeniMax Online game, Contraband, Doom, State of Decay 3, Gears 6, Gears Collection, Splinter Cell, Avowed, Aura, Towerborn, Flight Sim, Age of Mythology Retold, something Halo, Indiana Jones, South of Midnight, Killer Instinct 2, and then there's like the game service updates and expansions. This would be fucking like, just imagine this show actually happening, right? The crazy thing is there's nothing conceivably crazy about this list, but it seems like it should be. Like, this list seems like it should be a pipe dream, right? It seems like it should be unfathomable for anybody to have a show like this. But it's in the realm of reality that we could actually have all of this shit show up at our at an Xbox show. It's nuts. I got another one to add to the list, okay? Because this is a game that's, we found out was still a thing, right? Y'all have already talked about Bond a little bit, but there's another game that IO Interactive's been working on. That's their biggest game they've ever been working on in the past, as their words. And it was in the FTC leaks that it was a Microsoft funded game or whatever. Um, so I'm gonna go with this Project Dragon. Do we get a reveal? Remember, sometimes you reveal a game 2 or 3 years before it comes out. Would it be too early to reveal Project Dragon? This one has ties to Xbox. That's why I'm including it here. Yeah, Crytek owns the Rise IP. Crytek is supposed to be working on a new Rise. Speaking of Crytek, there's news that came out from Hunt Showdown. This is interesting. They are doing an update in August on Hunt Showdown that is going to um, be an update to the Cry engine. And the Cry engine is usually next level type engine. Like Crytek is very good engineers. They make amazing tech. That's one thing they've always been known for. They're original creators of Far Cry. And they made Crysis. They have Hunt Showdown, and so their update in August is going to be for like a next generation or this generation, current generation update to Hunt Showdown. But the catch is it's going to remove access from Xbox One and PS4 players. So anybody that is on current gen playing the Hunt Showdown, supposedly, according to this article, is going to have to migrate to next generation consoles to keep playing the game. Now they will be given that access to the game for free on next generation consoles, supposedly. But I just thought that was fucking nuts. Now, consumer wise, I think it's a shitty move. You don't like remove access away from the game for people that have been investing in it and spending money in it and force them to have to buy a piece of hardware to keep playing the game. But as a gamer that's in this current generation, I want to see what their update looks like, because if it's updated enough to where the old shit can't run it, like that's kind of exciting for me and what Crytek is doing, pushing the technology forward. But it sucks to just leave all those players behind at the same time. Like, but they're, I guess it's gonna be a massive update. Maybe they don't have enough of a player base on current generation that they feel like they want to hold back pushing the engine and technology forward for. And maybe they're thinking if with a bigger update and this amazing tech, it'll draw even more players in. I don't know they're thinking in it, but it's kind of crazy. Maybe like imagine Fortnite saying Xbox One and PS4 players, you can't play the game anymore, right? And like all these kids and people that have bought like thousands of dollars worth of skins and content having to go buy a console now to keep playing the game. It'd be a little crazy. All right, so y'all are no on Project Dragon. Fine, I'll leave it off. I see this one keep popping up, so I'll include it. Double Fine game reveal. We have no idea what they've been working on. Delroy, something. What happened with Destiny was they removed the old content from the game, like stuff people bought. They just removed it. Like you can't play the whole Destiny experience. It kind of got replaced by new stuff. Here we go. Man, y'all are yes on the Double Fine game reveal. That is a strong yes. Yeah, it's running away with it. I can end it. What about Clockwork Revolution? Do we see it again? I think it's too early, but I put Avowed and not Avowed. I put South and Midnight on there. So why not put Clockwork Revolution? I'm in the same boat with it as I am Fable. I think they don't need to show it again yet. This list is getting crazy, guys. I don't know if y'all were too optimistic or it's just Xbox is too damn got too much stuff cooking that it's realistic. Hmm. Let's see here. Want it all. I'm trying to find. I have this bookmark. Here we go. This is what I wanted to look at. All right, we are at. This is a close one, guys. We're at 50%. It's 50-50 almost on Clockwork. Xbox has too much to show. We have been talking about them having a 2-hour showcase. Yeah, 100%. And like, here's the thing: Ubisoft has their show. We have the Keeley show. There's a future game show. There's gonna be a lot of awesome shit at shown regardless. I mean, even at the Ubisoft show alone, you have Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows, right? Like that's exciting for me. Both this year, all these Xbox games that we're talking about. You have potential of Splinter Cell being shown at Ubisoft Forward. If that could potentially, we put it on our list for Xbox. Fucking nuts, man. Y'all are saying yes on Clockwork. It's pulling away. This list is getting too big, guys. For big games. Double Fine game probably massive challenge. I think Double Fine game's gonna be Kiln, probably. What about the super secret Sony show? Maybe we'll see. All right, so I'm trying to look on this list here if there's anything we didn't include. All right, I'm gonna include this one just for the sake of it. I don't think we see it because they're gonna focus on Avowed, but just for shits and giggles, Outer Worlds 2. Is it too early to finally show something? Sony got a show so secret they don't even know about it. I think they would have had the opportunity to talk about it tonight, or at least announce that they were doing a show tonight when they had their business thing, but they didn't. Still too early for Outer Worlds 2. Yeah, I'm seeing the nose run away with it, and the nose have it. So y'all said no to Fable. Y'all said no to OD. You're saying no to Outer Worlds 2. And we're still keeping it somewhat realistic expectations in check, I would say. Um, I don't know. Do we? I don't know if they would do Project Mara yet because rumors were that they just potentially already going to be working on Hellblade 3, and I don't know. Do you like? I think it would be more inclined for them to mention Hellblade 2 again at the show than even mention their next project yet. It's possible. Y'all are no on Outer Worlds 2. But you know what? Just for the shit and giggles of it, because y'all are saying it, I'll put Project Mara here. Do we get some kind of update or reveal on Project Mara? I got another one to add. Yeah, I know, Brett. That's the one thing is like Outer Worlds 2 was like silver lining, maybe. Y'all are fucking 50-50 on this one. Y'all are 50-50 here. Got another one to add for y'all. I just thought of two more. Yeah, Nate Dogg's reading my mind here. Okay, y'all are running away on the nose on Project Mara, so I'll leave that off. All right, so next one is gonna be the Toys for Bob game. Remember, they just like did the thing with their website, right? Oh, that ABK dump, I can almost like that's something I feel really strongly about James Thomas. Yeah, like I think there's very strong chance we see like the whole back compat library, Call of Duties, and all that kind of shit. Toys for Bob game, heavy on the yes, heavy on the yes. Fair enough. Oh, starting to pull the other way. It could be a game reveal. Obviously, they updated their site for some reason with just a logo. That's usually a tease of some sort, right? Elsewhere's entertainment game like revealed potentially. I don't know if they want to recruit, they could go ahead and reveal the game. It's hard to know, man. I'm gonna run out of space, guys. I mean, obviously, there's gonna be way more games than this, but even if this was like from first party, we're focusing more on first party here with a little bit of third party stuff for like the bigger games. Like, this is a lot of shit. All right, Toys for Bob, y'all said yes. I'll go ahead and put the elsewhere one on here, just for the fuck of it. Elsewhere entertainment. Maybe this one will be. Maybe I'll say no. I thought Xbox had. Yeah, they got obviously they got some fucking games. Black Knight, Arc 2. Yeah, that could be there. Stalker 2. Yeah, that'll probably be there. I'm trying not to put a poll for everything just because my list is getting too damn long. No on the elsewhere. Some of these are pretty. Oh, elsewhere's making a comeback. Silk Song is that devs just taking their time. You know, it's gonna be in Game Pass day one. 33 Immortals, Silk Song, Replaced. I think we could see all three of those at the show. Gotta hype the new studio with a tease. Fuck, it is extremely close, guys. Y'all are at 53% to 47% right now. 33 votes. I'll let this one go a little bit. I put Towerborn on there. It's launching this year. People have already been testing it. So I think it'll be there. A secret Activision game. Ooh, that's good speculation. How about some reveals from Sega? You're gonna have partnerships. Who knows all what partnerships are gonna be there? They've been strong pushing Atlas and Sega. They've been strong pushing Ubisoft. They've been strong pushing um, EA in the past. They could obviously have something from uh, Square now. Like Square could like say, okay, we're gonna show up here to Xbox show, right? They already showed up at the Dev Direct with Final Fantasy 14. You think Towerborn drops that day? Could be. It'd be a good one. That'd be a good one to go ahead because it's like a games as a servicey kind of game. It'd be a good one just to drop, right? Yeah, JD Gamer, that'd be good. This poll is like too close for me to close, guys. I need one side to pull away. No's or yeses. Somebody's got to grab it. Right now, the no's have it. If the nose grows another vote in the no category, I'll close it. Oh, it went the other way. Oh man, you guys are killing me with this one. I need at least a 5 point swing. Fuck, 50-50? 40 51-49? It's man. There's some optimistic people here really fighting to keep Elsewhere's games in the fold, but unable to overcome the no's. For every person that is voting yes, somebody else comes in and votes no. One more vote for no, and I'm closing this one out. Okay. Oh, somebody voted no, then somebody. Okay, it's done. No's have it. There will be no Elsewhere Entertainment game. All right, so we got fuck. Oh, this is one I wanted to put on here. I think this one makes a lot of sense. Oblivion remake. This has been teased, speculated about for a long time, hinted upon, and with on the heels of the success of Fallout after the updates from Fallout, maybe they go ahead and tease the Oblivion remake. Remember, this was a rumor that was a couple years old that they were working on an Oblivion remake. There's also a chance that In Exile could make a second game announcement because they're like supposed to have two. I think they're supposed to have two games. You want Singularity, Clockwork, or even a new Tomb Raider? Yeah, the new Tomb Raider is being developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Embracer Group. I mean, published by Amazon as a deal with Embracer Group. So it's like a. We'll find out about the new Tomb Raider eventually, but I'll tell you, Tomb Raider fans are not super happy right now, in general, because the way they're treating the IP and the character, they're kind of bastardizing the history of the franchise. Web says, let the people decide. Final Fantasy VII Remake coming to Xbox. I'll do a poll for something Final Fantasy here. Y'all are yes. I love it. I told you guys, you're making... Y'all are with my heart on where I feel on like almost every single one of these. Add an Oblivion remake to the list. Okay, this is gonna be one of the few third-party ones we do. Square Enix big Final Fantasy Xbox announcement. I'm gonna leave it vague like that because I think it could be either a new Final Fantasy thing like Final Fantasy Tactics. It could be like Final Fantasy VII 16. Could be Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1 and 2. Could be any of those things. But are they going to talk about something other than Final Fantasy 14? Are they going to talk about something else, Final Fantasy, at the Xbox showcase? Oh, that would be insane, JD Gamer. Yeah, JD Gamer says if they were to give us Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey, Splinter Cell, Banjo, Final Fantasy games, and Killer Instinct 2, it would be an Xbox showcase of dreams. For many that especially love the JRPGs and stealth games and want some of these classic franchises to come back, absolutely. You think Tokyo Game Show, Tom? Like this would be one of those like salt in the wound type things, right? Square Enix just came out and we're like, hey, we're doing more multi-platform games, right? We're going more multi-platform. We're not doing all these exclusivity deals. We've been awakened, they said. Rebooted and awakened. Refantasio, yeah, Metaphor is probably going to be there. Metaphor will probably be there from Atlas, and then you'll probably also see Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess from Capcom. Fuck, man, Xbox is just cooking, guys. Yeah, have y'all seen the new gameplay reveal for Metaphor? When they had that stream to show, the fucking game looks amazing. If you're a JRPG fan, if you're like a fan of Atlas type games, it's like a mix of Persona and Final Fantasy. Yes, strong yes on the Square Enix Final Fantasy announcement. Holy shit, guys. Okay. Square. Fuck, I'm running out of update room. I'm gonna have to keep making the list smaller. Okay. All right, so oh man. I'm looking at possibilities. And there's just so many fucking possibilities. Okay, here's something, right? Here's some speculation I've had in my mind, and I want to know what you guys think. Y'all remember when Sega had the announcement about all those smaller games, right, that are coming? The like Crazy Taxi and um what was it? All that they had. They had Crazy Taxi, they had Streets was it Streets of Rage? They had like 4 or 5 like smaller games that like this like initiative they had of these older franchises all coming back, right? Golden Axe was one, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put this up there. They're gonna showcase those again, and they're gonna be announced for Game Pass, or at least some of them. Shinobi. That's that is a theory that I have. I'll call it like Sega nostalgia games Game Pass. Could that be an announcement here? And they would reveal maybe 1 or 2 more of the games that were supposed to be them working on. That would make a splash. Like they've already done like total. They put Total War into Game Pass day one. They've done the what 2 Point Campus or 2 Point Hosp. Yeah, 2 Point Campus. They put that in Game Pass day one. Sega's doing get some Game Pass day one games, and those kind of games feel like a perfect marriage for something like Game Pass, don't they? Like they're probably not expecting them to sell like crazy, right? They're going to be on the other platforms also. So why not take some money from Xbox and put those on Game Pass to see if you can't get a lot of excitement and engagement on those games? Remember the whole cloud partnership they have, Super Game Initiative, all that kind of stuff? That's another thing we could see. We could finally see what that is. We could finally see what that Sega Super Game Initiative thing is. Yeah, and I think exactly. I'm thinking like in line with that. This is good content for Game Pass. Is good for Sega. It's good for Xbox. It's good for us because we're excited for those games. They canceled the Super game, did they? I don't ever hear that. Okay, so y'all are saying Sega Game Pass, Sega nostalgia games, Game Pass. Yes, y'all are with me on the fun speculation train. Let's go. This is shaping up to be an amazing show if all this comes true. I know I'm just making shit up on the fly. It seems like at times. But why not, right? Okay, here's gonna be a fun one. I'm glad you guys are engaging with this because it's fun as fuck for me. Um, Xbox. Okay, I'm gonna do two because I want one to be more vague than the other. Xbox hardware. Remember, Sarah Bond, and I don't mean controllers, okay? I mean we're probably gonna see the next Elite controller, but I don't mean like when I'm talking about this I mean like console. It could be digital only Series X, could be something else. Thanks, Cage. Appreciate it, man. Are we gonna see some form of Xbox console hardware here? And then more specifically, I'm gonna do a second one after this. Okay. Heavy yes. Okay. Y'all are heavy on the yes, so I'm gonna go and end that one. Okay, so next Xbox handheld announcement. It's a lot more specific. Are we gonna get an Xbox handheld announcement at this show? There's been some rumors or speculation, not necessarily rumors. There's more so speculation that they could be ready to show a handheld or announce a handheld or allude that they're making one. Corey says next year, not this year. Could very well could be. You think they just focus on games? Tom said. Remember, Sarah said later this year they will talk about hardware. Something they will be new hardware. Um, I I don't know what she meant. Y'all are on the handheld train. This is surprising. Again, y'all are speaking to my heart here of what like fun speculation is all about, right? Like, but y'all said no on a lot of things. You could have said yes about being realist a little bit, but this one I don't know. Xbox handheld announcement. Y'all are winter game winter game fest game awards. And that's Xbox handheld at the Game Awards, maybe. Probably with next gen. Corey says. So here's if I was to do it, if right here's where I wouldn't do it at the beginning of next gen. Right, if next gen is 2026, just hear me out. Here's why I would not bring out a handheld at the beginning of that generation. We know now that cross generational games are going to exist for good 3 years, 2 to 3 years at least, probably, right? It's just a thing. There's still games that come out now for Xbox One, not from first party. They've moved on now. I think since what 2022 or 2020, early 2023. I think maybe some games came out 2023. I can't remember for one or the other. However, there's still games like that would probably be cross generation. Maybe Towerborn is. I don't know, but if you launch a handheld at the beginning of next gen, then are you potentially handicapping what you're capable of on the biggest leap ever in the next generation enthusiast type console that they may be creating, right? Or if they make one now and you know you're going to be cross generational for a few years anyway, you could sell that for a good 4 or 5 years, and then when technology catches up, you can then sell another handheld that's higher powered in the middle of next generation when you have that cutoff. Does that make sense? Like, I think you could produce a handheld now that's in line with the Series S and sell it for a reasonable price where some people are going to buy it. Right? But like, next generation, if there's two options, what is the low end going to look like? And the low end will be the handheld hardware, power wise. And I would rather that come out later in the generation so it's closer in tandem with the higher end console. It's not going to ever match it, but I would rather be staggered, right? And cover that cross generational gap. So I'd rather it come out like now, and that way we can get like 4 or 5 years out of games that are playing as good as they do on a Series S potentially. And then next generation, 3 years in, when they start to do cutoffs for no more next gen games, at that point, or no more last gen games, at that point, we upgrade the handhelds. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's where my heart goes, or what I'm feeling would make the most sense. But I'm not them, and maybe I'm wrong. But y'all say yes. Fucking crazy. Handheld announcement. Let's go. All right, so I mean, there's a bunch of stuff I could come up with to put up on this list, but ultimately we focused more on the first party stuff and stuff that we kind of know about, right? Um, Crazy list, guys. I'm gonna end this list here because if we get this show, even if they cut it off after this, if this is all the show was, internet would fucking explode. Like, it would just be, and we know there's Call of Duty. Obviously, they're gonna have Call of Duty announcement. Oh, I'll do one more. Um, one more poll for this one because I said I was going to. ABK back, or ABK Game Pass back compat games, or just ABK back catalog. Okay, ABK back cat Game Pass drop. And this is gonna include Call of Duty. Yeah, who knows, guys, like with what Sarah meant when she said that stuff, but said it multiple times now. I believe she said it twice publicly. Oh, y'all are gonna be 100% on this one. Almost. Who voted no? Who's the pessimist out there that voted no? So there's a negative Nancy here in the chat that voted no. What's up, Ollie? Yeah, Porky says they fixed the COD servers for a reason. Yeah, this is obviously Runaway, yes. Okay, so ABK, Game Pass. And then there's obviously Call of Duty. We know Call of Duty is going to be there because it's at the redacted thing. So I'll add it because we know. All right. I got to lengthen my screen here again to include everything we came up with. Remember, this is your list, chat, except for the first two. Those are mine. Do y'all want me to let y'all vote on the other two? So that's just for the shits and giggles of it. If y'all vote no on these, I'm going to be so fucking pissed off. Perfect Dark. I want to be able to, I want this list to be claimed as it's your list. Okay? As it's our community list. This is what we came up with on this stream. Yeah, we speculated on that a little bit earlier, Ollie. That the community here voted. They think something Halo will be talked about. Yeah, Highlander says there's always one, right? Okay, Perfect Dark's running away with the yeses, just like, as I thought. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about this one. I've been speculating on this for a while. I think it's time. The ZeniMax Online, there's some background buzz about the feeling, about the potential that the ZeniMax Online game is going to be revealed. They've been working on it for a long time. They talked about it at the original Bethesda Roundtable when they were welcomed as a studio. And then we know about ZeniMax more investment to them. They've been cooking something, guys, in the background for a while now, for years. And it was something they're extremely excited about. Supposedly a new IP or potentially a licensed IP. I think this is the year we get ZeniMax Online game announcement. But what do y'all think? Let me know. Don't take it off my list, please. I will cry. No? Oh, hold on. Yes. Okay. The first person voted no. Little bit of rumblings that this could happen. You voted no, Tom? Damn you. Yeses have it. 23 votes still yes. Okay, cool. So this is officially our list. Xbox and Valve, yeah, we'll see. I don't think that's gonna happen at this show, at least. All right, so we got this is our list, guys, for the show. Remember, if it's not on me if this doesn't come true, it's on us collectively for fucking this up so bad. Okay, but we believe they're gonna have Perfect Dark. They're gonna have ZeniMax Online's new game. They're gonna have Contraband. They're gonna have Doom, State of Decay 3, Gears 6, Gears Collection, Splinter Cell, Avowed, Aura History Untold, Towerborn, Flight Sim 2024, Age of Mythology Retold, something Halo, Indiana Jones, South of Midnight, Killer Instinct 2, Double Fine's new game, Clockwork Revolution, Toys for Bob's new game, Oblivion Remake, Square's Final Fantasy big Xbox announcement of something, Sega nostalgia games all going into Game Pass, game updates for all the expansions like Starfield expansion. You know, you're going to have the like Elder Scrolls stuff, Fallout 76 stuff, Diablo 4, Vessels of Hatred, Grounded content, who knows, just Minecraft update, game updates, obviously there'll be stuff, right? Xbox hardware, but more specifically a handheld announcement. ABK back catalog, Game Pass drop, and at the end, to end everything, Call of Duty Black Ops. Yeah, if only okay, so just like you said, 30% of this, 30% of this, if we only get 30%, Corey says, best show ever, right? Cage Fielder says it was a $2 super chat, says we are effing this up so bad, LMAO. I will not temper my expectations. If all this doesn't happen, I will not be disappointed. I'll still be happy to see whatever we see. But fuck. Now, as I was talking before, the thing is, like, some of this is a little bit extreme speculation about like the Square Enix stuff or like, something Halo or whatever, right? That's not crazy. I mean, but overall, it's not an insane list based on where they're at in development. A lot of these games and franchises and stuff, like a lot of this stuff is in the realm of possibility. And it just puts into perspective of where Xbox actually is, and it's not the doom and gloom that everybody's been talking about all this time. It's not all that kind of stuff. We're talking about a platform and a publisher that is capable of actually even producing a list like this. Yeah, we came up with speculation on some of the like the Game Pass stuff, like the Sega thing and things like that. But all the other things on here are projects that we know about, projects that we know they've been working on, deals that they've already been making. And we actually left stuff off the list intentionally because we just thought it wouldn't make sense to show it here yet. There was other things like Fable, right, that we left off. OD, we left off this list. We left several things off the list. To think that they're in the place and position that we can actually look through and as a community actually vote yes on this much shit, that there's possibility could even be at a showcase for one platform holder, is fucking bananas. And you see all the doom and gloom all fucking year talking about Xbox is dead, the multi-platform stuff, all these other kind of things. And just look at what we came up with in like just a couple hours here, just shooting the shit, messing around about an actual potential show. Now it's too much, I think, because I think they would save these things for other shows. I think they would like split some of these up to do like another dev direct or do like, other things as well, right? So maybe we don't get all this, but again, like fuck, man, like these things are legitimate. Perfect Dark, ZeniMax Online's game Contraband, Doom Year Zero, State of Decay 3, Gear 6, Gears Collection, Splinter Cell, Avowed, Aura, Towerborn, Flight Sim 2024, Age of Mythology Retold, Something Halo, Indiana Jones, South of Midnight, Killer Instinct 2, Double Fine's game, Clockwork Revolution, Toys for Bob's game, Oblivion remake, Square, Final Fantasy announcement, Something Xbox, Sega Nostalgia, Game Pass games going in there. So game updates on all the live service stuff, Xbox hardware, handheld announcement, ABK back catalog, Game Pass drop, and then Call of Duty. Now, if you look at this, right, this is how many things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. That's 28 things, okay? 28 segments, 28 things. If you kind of spread some of these things out, you could have like the back catalog, Game Pass stuff or whatever, and then you could have like the Sega things. You could add those as in the games. It's not out of the possibility that could be fill 2 hours worth of content for a showcase. Acute Perspective says, what if Sarah Bond meant at Microsoft Xbox new next-gen console technical leap is that we'll play console games and PC games, and that's the reason Steam rumors are circling. Very, very, very interesting thought. It's a very good possibility that could be where they're going. Like, somebody told me this. I didn't see him say it specifically, but somebody said, Jez said, like, he's 100% that Steam will be on the next Xbox console or hardware. If that happens, I'm fucking all for that, right? Nate Dogg says, rumored to be 30-plus games. Very well could be, man. I still, in my mind, I know we voted Splinter Cell. My heart is telling me that Dragon Age is the game that Jez was hinting at. However, I think it could have both. You could still have Splinter Cell and Dragon Age show up here. There's going to be other third-party stuff, too. We didn't include games like Metaphor in here. We didn't include, like, Kinesugami, Path of the Goddess. We didn't include anything for other than those things that we all voted on here. So man, it's just insane to think about where they're at and all the doom and gloom that was going on for months. And we just got a new game that just dropped. I mean, literally, Hellblade 2 just came out. And we're sitting here speculating that all this stuff could be within the next like couple years of releases. I mean, it's nuts. It's nuts what they're doing. So I'm hyped, right? There's not a cloud over my head for this show. There's not a cloud over my head for the Keighley show. There's not a cloud over my head for the Ubisoft show. There's not a cloud over my head at all as a fan of gaming going into this season 3 weeks from now when we're going to be looking at all these reveals and all these games. And I'm not going to be like, it sucks that somebody else gets to play those games. I'm going to be looking at these games and like, holy fuck, really? It's the golden age of gaming, folks, as Pong Soul says. You could look at this list of like actual potential realistic things. Some of them are a little bit more far-fetched than the others. My Sega thing, right? This came out of the blue out of my fucking head. There's no reason to even consider that as actually a thing. I've been thinking as a possibility ever since they announced those. It would make sense. So that's why I included it, right? Y'all voted yes. I put it in here. But besides that, and besides the Square thing, and maybe the handheld, like there's really everything here is like really fucking legitimate. Like really legitimate. And that's where we're at. And fuck, like this doesn't include all the third-party games we're getting, like that are going to be amazing, that are just multi-platform, and we're not really thinking about or caring too much like where they show up. We just know they're coming. Assassin's Creed Shadows has the potential to be the coolest, most badass Assassin's Creed we've gotten in a long ass time. Star Wars Outlaws is dropping. Ubisoft is cooking again, guys. 2K is talking about bringing back stuff. Just the thought, knowing that Activision had Elsewhere Entertainment already working on something, means that their heart was in the right place beforehand about getting some new franchises kicked off or new games besides just Call of Duty. There's so much damn stuff to be excited for if you're a gamer right now than to worry about all the negativity and all the stuff with worrying about Xbox and worrying about the hard platforms and shit. If I look at it and I look at where the Xbox is comparative to what you're getting as a PlayStation first party gamer right now, and the pipeline you have to look forward to, and the realm of possibility of games you have to look forward to, or even a Nintendo gamer right now, I look at the possibilities of everything coming out over the next couple of years, possibilities for PlayStation, all the games potentially coming out over the next couple of years, and I compare it with this fucking list. There is no comparison. And we left shit off intentionally. We left stuff off intentionally. We had Fable on there. We had all those other things. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Why is everybody so negative all the time about Xbox? Doesn't make any damn sense. It's a reality check. It's a reality fucking check. You want to say Concord, Marathon, and Wolverine and Fair Games. As until 2026, that's Death Stranding 2. Add that one. Like that's your pipeline of known games right now for PlayStation. Switch, we're waiting on the next hardware announcement. There's really not any big, exciting, crazy exciting games right now coming from Nintendo until we hear about that new hardware as well. I'll take this fucking list every day of the week, bro. And Perfect Dark, Game Pass day one. You know the ZeniMax Online game is going to be Game Pass day one. Contraband's Game Pass day one. You know Doom's going to be Game Pass day one. State of Decay 3 is Game Pass day one. Gears 6, Gears Collection, if those two are legitimate and actually end up happening, which obviously at least Gears 6 is, Game Pass day one. Avowed, Game Pass day one. Ara, Game Pass day one for PC, and then eventually console. Towerborn, Game Pass. Flight Sim, Game Pass. Age of Mythology Retold, Game Pass day one. Whatever ends up happening with Halo, Game Pass, you get the point, right? Everything in the fucking subscription service, people are like, oh no, it's too much. Don't put COD in there. It's bad for Xbox. Fuck it, give me COD. Put COD in there too. Put every fucking Call of Duty ever made in there. Why not? I'm paying for a subscription. I want it. Value wise, to me as a consumer, and shit I have to look forward to play right now, there is no comparison. Absolutely no fucking comparison. And I'll challenge anybody out there to look ahead at the pipeline of the games announced for other platforms or anything and tell me otherwise. It's impossible. Can't. It's going to be insane watching this showcase. And we will be covering it here. On our channel, we always try and cover as much of the shows as possible. So there's Future Game Show, the Ubisoft Forward Show, there'll be the Keighley Show, and there'll be the Xbox Showcase. And we'll be co-streaming all of them here. If you guys want to live in Hype Town and Speculation Town, where we don't get sad if not every dream we had came true, we don't get depressed if this list doesn't all happen, right? This is all for the fun of it, for the sake of hype and thinking about the possibilities. If you want to live in hype mode and see gamers actually get excited about these fucking game announcements, come hang out with us on our co-streams when we co-stream the fucking showcases, because we get excited. Xbox Showcase is usually on another level. Pong and I get really excited. Steele usually comes through and it hangs out with us as much as he possibly can. Psycho's like sitting there high as fuck, usually just watching and giddy over everything that he sees. Like 3-Bit gets excited and tries to not let us know what he knows about. It's gonna be a fun ass time, and I can't wait. We're only 3 weeks away, guys. It's gonna be a blast. I'll put out there like the streaming schedule. Once we know every showtime and every announcement, we'll put out there. I'll put it on the in the community page for YouTube. I'll put it out there on Twitter and stuff, so people know when to expect. We usually, for the big shows, we'll go live like an hour beforehand. In the days where there's multiple shows back to back, we usually just stay live. So it's gonna be a blast, guys, and I hope you come and hang out and have fun with us when we do that. So I should invite Dirt and Sean so I don't have to switch between shows. If they want to come through, absolutely, man. Umbra and his crew are coming through for the show. So, and they're gonna do like a stream on their side. It's gonna be like a co-stream thing, I think. So that should be fun. But you guys know where to be. You know, there'll be lots of people hanging out, co-streaming the shows and stuff. But usually we have a lot of people come and hang out with us in our chat when we're doing those. So it'll be a blast. Fuck, I'm so hyped, guys. I'm so hyped. I was gonna play Hellblade 2 tonight, but I went live a lot longer than I thought I would. So, but I hope you enjoyed the stream. We started off with Jez's article, which was an amazing article. No cloud for me though. He's alluding to it for a lot of people. I understand if there's clouds over people's head with the strategy of Xbox, but after we look at all these games about potentials, like he was right. Like we have the chance to have the best show we've ever had. Ain't no cloud hanging over my head. That's for damn sure. But you guys, hope you have a good one. If you do like the content, make sure you hit the like button, share it out, sub, notification bell, all that kind of cool stuff. It greatly helps us grow and helps people find the channel. The next show we got will be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Pong Soul and I will be live, and maybe we'll kind of break down this list that you guys came up with and see what he thinks about it. And then Friday nights, we got Xbox Ultimate Podcast at 10 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, hope you all have a good one. Peace out, guys. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the ponies bite. Bye.